Welcome, new people. You should know that we are never prepared. We are always wearing sweats. We're never wearing makeup.
I would almost consider myself the MC of this podcast. I am the narrator.
So welcome. We hope you enjoy this.
Are we live? Maybe close that door. Baby crying. She's either eating the mic or screaming. I mean, what's happening over there?
I know. Do you want to close the door? Also, Monty, would you mind grabbing my water wherever it is? I just want to take my Nutrafol because my hair is gonna fall out soon.
I know. I might be balding on one side, actually. I got to get back on my Nutrafol. I've not been good about it.
Well, I have been weaning off breastfeeding, and I'm just anticipating the hair fallout. And before anybody has opinions about weaning off of breastfeeding,
you got to get ahead of it.
My girl rejected my boobs, so I have no choice. Thank you. She just woke up one day and was like, get your tits away from me. I am not interested and I don't want them. And so she's not going to come to the boob. I'm not going to spend my whole life pumping.
I just don't really want to hear the word boob anymore. I'm not into it. I don't want to hear it. You say boob a lot and I'm ready to not have to hear that again. Unless, of course.
What about it bothers you?
I don't know. It's like, you know what other word I don't
I'll tell you
like?
what's worse, breast.
I prefer breast over boob.
Stop.
I swear.
That does not make any sense.
I swear. So every time that I get...
By the way, are you ready for highlights? Because I'm ready for highlights. We're always on the same schedule.
Erin?
I'm desperate.
I was going to text him tonight.
I was too.
Oh.
I got to text him first. Sergio's got to come to me before he comes to you. I got to text him right now. Oh my God. I got to text him and tell him to just book out the whole week.
So funny. I was literally looking at my hair.
We're always on the same schedule.
Okay, I do. So, oh God, no, this camera is, all this new technology doesn't work for me. It's the camera follows us everywhere. It's very HD. You see every pore.
You can turn that off. Yeah, the HD is scary, especially now that we've been fighting for video. What were we thinking? I blame. Truly, what were we thinking?
Video sounded amazing until there was a video. And then you had to look at it.
And now I'm like, wait, what?
Okay, I want to say a couple things. First and foremost, the video is funny. Okay, maybe that's like a narcissistic tendency, but I did watch the Ick episode in video form, and I did enjoy it. Like, I get laying in bed and wanting to watch the pod instead of listening to the pod. Obviously, a lot of people listen to the pod while they're driving, so that's fantastic, and we prefer your downloads as listeners, to be honest with you. But it is a different experience watching it. And if you can get past how fucking bad we look, we have no makeup on. Our hair is always greasy. I mean, I put clothes on for the first time today. I was in my robe. If you can get past that, it's an enjoyable experience. But yeah, so every time I look at the video, though, I do have that thought of like, what is the chip missing in us that we don't know how to pull ourselves together? I mean, I at least put a shirt on.
Well, the irony of it is that our mom is very put together.
I know. Our mom...
I guess we're rebelling against it or something.
I'm going to just get to it because time is of the essence. Couple things.
Great.
Voice text is texting everything I'm saying. That's not great. I did that. Okay, you know on TikTok... Well, you don't know because you've never been on TikTok, but they have a trend of scalp facials. Like it's like a scalp experience where you go and you have one of those, it's like a light or something that they put on your scalp, and it is scary. Okay, I'm just telling you, it is scary. I was really petrified. I'm like, what is my scalp going to look like? I mean, because I've seen horrendous footage of people that go in thinking that they are hygienic, and then they realize they're absolutely not hygienic. Turns out I'm very hygienic. The lady was like, oh my goodness, wow, you are very clean, I think is the word she said, or something like that. But she was impressed by my scalp. I'm curious to see what she'd think about yours.
I'm curious too, because I use more hair products than you do.
Yeah, because and so a lot of the stuff you see under the thing is buildup. But a couple days after, I had some of the worst hair days of my life. I thought this scalp treatment has ruined my hair. And it's also incredible.
I would love for your hair to be ruined.
It's also
you have annoyingly good hair and you don't do anything to deserve it.
Okay. It's also weird because when your hair is shitty, your face looks bad. It's like, it's just been a really bad.
Oh, you can have a bad face day, but if you have a good hair day, nothing matters.
Nothing
matters. If your hair is voluminous,
I've been looking in the mirror the last 4 days going, wow, I'm ugly. Like, I'm actually like ugly. Like, yeah. So
Sarah.
No, and I literally, I'm like, oh, the scalp treatment.
So is this the first time you've ever thought that?
To this degree, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It took you, I won't say how many years, but that many years to have your first, oh my God, I'm ugly day?
No, of course I've had days of like, oh God, I look terrible. But I had like the moment of like, oh, I'm like ugly. Like I'm like, it's like,
Oh God.
yeah, I know.
And
All
I mean-
because of this fucking scalp treatment. So I don't know.
wow.
I don't know that I'm actually recommending this scalp treatment because
Mhm.
it did something weird. It's like, because my scalp became so clean, it then,
Oh, interesting.
I don't know, my
It's like
hair,
the buildup was almost giving your hair
Yes.
like volume and texture.
yes. And then all of a sudden I've had just terrible, just nothing. It sort of came back to life. I used this, this is not an ad, you guys. I used like an Olaplex, like a bond clarifying whatever. And that helped a little bit.
Uh-huh.
But why is it that when your hair is bad, your face looks like shit too?
Yeah, I don't know. But it's true.
It's true. Oh, she also told me,
Tell us.
which I didn't realize. Again, I'm an educated person. I actually consider myself quite intelligent. She goes, Sarah, your skin starts up here. That is why when you get massages, when you get your face like looks lifted and rosy, because this is your
And
skin.
I guess it's all connected. I guess your skin, I guess you can. Why don't they do facelifts in your scalp?
Well, they probably do. Also, I follow this osteopath on.
No, but for real, why don't they do a facelift like inside the hairline? Why don't they just do it there?
Well, I think they do. That is where they do it.
Well, you would know. I mean,
Yeah.
where'd you do yours?
By the way, someone said that they. I mean, it was like I looked, of course, on the person's whatever, 0 followers, following 0 people. I assume it was a girl. She wrote "bad facelift" on one of our videos from the pod. I'm like, oh my God, thank you so much. Like, I'm so flattered.
That's clearly someone who we know who doesn't like you.
Well, then she also went on another thing because, you can see coming up, and she was calling me all sorts of other names on other posts. But you know what? I take it as a compliment. Because I am not taking time out of my day to hate on anyone that is not pushing my fucking buttons,
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
mm.
It was me. It was me. That's my secret account. It's my secret account. I don't know what to tell you. It just is. That's me.
Wait,
That's what I do with my spare time.
Should we read the account? What is this crotch shot? This is not attractive.
No, your camera's following you again.
I know. I saw something. I'm going to just keep this shit moving because, again, if we left it up to you, this pod would just be.
Oh my God. I mean, you don't even let me speak. You don't even let me get a word in. Guess what I did today? If you ask
if
me
it
one
has
question,
anything
you'd
to
find
do
out.
with breastfeeding, I'm getting off the line.
It's not.
Okay. What'd you do?
We had our first production meeting today for
Mhm.
season 2.
Mhm.
Where were you?
That one was not in my calendar. Half the things are in my calendar and half the things are not. Montana, what was it in my calendar?
No, I thought you didn't go to those because you didn't do last year. You can if you want to. Sorry, it's my fault.
Montana, it's over between us. You're fired.
Okay, great. You can still work for me. Bye.
I'm sorry. You didn't go to those last year. so I
No,
didn't
it's
think-
true. The logistics and shit. What do I need to be on that for?
You really
By the way,
you genuinely
you don't even need to be on. I mean, you should,
no,
but
I
like,
very much do.
but
I
like,
very much do.
you're
very
you're
much
playing
do.
Tetris the whole time. Be honest.
No, I am deeply involved in this.
Or
meeting.
what's the
All right,
thing?
Thank you, Montana.
What's the thing
Tetris?
that you used to always?
Snake?
What was the thing you used to always play?
Wordle?
Wordle.
I don't know. Okay. Point is, guess who was there today?
Tell us.
Our niece, Michaela.
Wow, how'd she do?
It was her first day. Guys, nepotism at its finest. We needed an office assistant. Hired my niece, Michaela. Our niece, Michaela.
Mm-hmm.
Her first day. Walked right up to her boss. I said, was she on time?
What'd they
She
say?
said, yes, she was.
Wait, no.
and I also
No.
said-
But was she early or was she
I
on
don't know.
time?
I don't know.
I-
I said, was she late or on time? They said, on time. I said, great. And then my second fear was, she better not be wearing sweats.
Was
This
she?
girl loves to wear sweats everywhere she goes. Very Gen Z.
Well, she
Guess
she
what?
loves to wear sweats and a crop top.
She was wearing jeans.
What was the
Guess
top?
which jeans she was wearing? The Michaela jeans.
How do they
Turns out She
look?
loves them.
Oh,
She loves them,
good.
which is great because we named them after her. And then I said to her, good thing you're wearing jeans. And she goes, well, I was told that it's casual here. Like sometimes people wear sweats. And I was like, no.
No,
Don't
no,
get that
no.
in your head.
No,
wear
no,
jeans.
No.
Do not wear sweats because I've seen when you wear sweats. It's not like matching, monochromatic put together. It's like chaos sweats. It's like
Listen, there's
magenta
been
sweatpants with a yellow tank it's like, no.
there's
We
been
gotta-
a
we gotta
bit
present
there's been
ourselves.
a bit of a backlash on in the workforce. Did you see this? Well, you wouldn't have seen it because you don't pay attention to anything financial related. But Jamie Dimon, this thing got leaked, where he was basically he wasn't in the wrong at all. But you want to hear it?
Yes.
Okay, hold on.
A lot of you were on the Zoom and you were doing the following, okay? Looking at your mail, sending texts to each other and asking the other person is. Okay? Not paying attention.
I love listening to Jamie Dimon rants. Like, I feel like that's business ASMR.
Business ASMR.
That itself could be a great podcast.
I was about to say, I'm subscribing. That's an instant $10 a month subscription.
Leaders are starting to step up and speak their mind and speak more directly and lead from the front rather than lead from the back. Look at what's gone on with Zuck. He said, you're with me, you're against me, here's a buyout option. And we've now seen this become, I think, a bit more of a standard that leaders can lead from the front, speak directly, and say, this is the way things are going to be. My job is not to coddle my employees. My job is to lead my employees so that our organization, our team wins and we achieve our mission. That's the objective. It's not to create a family workplace for everyone to be happy all the time. It's to help the organization succeed.
A lot of you.
So this is
Love
sort of
that.
listen. We went a little far one way, and now maybe
Wait, which way?
like a little bit too much. Where people like Michaela had the power. People like Michaela could have said,
Okay, let's not call her out so much negatively on the pod,
No, well, I'm just saying, like her, she could have said, I feel safe in sweats. And 3 years ago, you would have had to say,
Right,
okay.
like, I feel emotionally triggered by putting jeans on. The fabric makes me
Whatever it is,
imprisoned.
whatever it is, the problem is that the voices of people that really do need to be heard have become drowned out by the people like that. Do you know what I mean? That is the problem. I don't want to say like, oh, this generation, because it's, by the way, it's like 50-year-olds too. We have people that work in our company who are in their 50s who are like, the excuses are interesting. So I don't want to like hate on Michaela's generation, because there are some freaking 25-year-olds who are so much more together than I've ever been in my entire life. But it is this. Shut up, Erin. But it is this.
Wait, what do you mean? What's the insult to you there?
Oh, I thought you were just saying like, yeah, like 25-year-olds are way more together than me.
No, I was thinking about just certain 24-year-olds
Oh.
that work on the show that are like hustlers.
Oh, yeah. Who like we could learn so much from. So, but I do think that there is now this, all the people that were kind of like, well, I don't have to work. I don't have to show up at work, and I want to do it my way. And it's now we're getting to the point where it's like, okay, great, go get another job, right? Because at the end of the day, companies are supposed to, this is not a family environment. This is not even a friend invite. This is not a family. Go be with your family outside of work. But at work, we're here to make this company be the best functioning and most profitable and successful company it can be. We are not here to be friends. Like, I actually don't want to be friends with I mean, I've made it very clear with Laura. Like, we're not hanging. You know what I mean? Like, we are in
Laura at Favorite Daughter?
Yeah.
Oh, I feel like you'd get a drink with Laura.
No.
would not.
And I really like her. I really like her. But no, we're not getting drinks on the weekends. No, Erin.
Well, you don't get drinks on the weekends.
I don't
That's
get
not your personality.
No, but I'm going to start. I've decided I am going to start drinking.
I'd love to see it.
You know who I want to be? I want to
Tell
be
me.
the person that orders a scotch.
Martini?
A scotch.
Oh, that's weird. That's
I know.
kind of that's going from not drinking at all to ordering hard liquor. I don't know. That seems unhinged. I could see you with a martini, although that's hard liquor too. I could see you with
or like a whiskey. Like I want to be the
margarita.
person that's like,
no. That's just like a fake person. That's like when you put on a turtleneck.
but that's what I'm saying. That is sort of who I'm looking to embody right now. Like, I'll take a gin and tonic, please. Doesn't that sound good?
A gin and tonic. Yeah.
Right?
Doesn't sound good to me, but there was a while where I was drinking whiskey. I felt pretty cool. But I'm a drinker. I mean, I used to be a drinker.
Yeah.
I could see you ordering a beer. I could see you ordering
Oh, I
a
love
glass of wine.
I do love
I could see
beer.
you ordering a margarita.
If I'm gonna order alcohol, it's a beer or it's a skinny margarita, which is, I guess, just tequila and
I envied
soda.
martini gals because that girl
No.
just seems to know what she wants, knows how to drink.
Wait,
I've never ordered a martini.
Is a martini
before.
the thing that's like in the cosmopolitan glass? I'm not trying to hold that glass. That glass just doesn't give me.
And martinis can be salty. They can have olive juice in them. I think they do have olive juice in them.
Oh, Allison just said, "What about mezcal?" No, that doesn't roll off my tongue. I'd like a mezcal. No, that doesn't work.
I don't like mezcal because it's very smoky. Do you know what mezcal tastes like, Sarah?
No.
It tastes like a barbecue.
Oh, ew! Why would anybody want to drink that?
I don't know. It's a taste.
Yeah. Well,
it's
you know what?
Very smoky.
Next time you and I are out, I'm gonna order a gin and tonic.
Weird.
Yeah.
I don't see this for you at all. At all. This is.
I'm trying on new behaviors.
Okay.
People love.
I'm not into drinking at all anymore.
Yeah. People loved the Ick episode. People love Simon.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Simon was very mad at us.
Should we discuss? I thought he was joking, but he wasn't. He was not joking. He basically texted Erin and I and said, "I told you, you guys are not allowed to use me for promos."
Yeah,
and we were like, yeah, read the text. Oh my God. Somebody wrote, they submitted an ick. I laughed so hard. This might be the funniest ick of all of them. Okay. Hold on a second. This one was so good. My ick is when a man is lowering. My ick is when a man is lowering himself into a bathtub. Like, oh my God. Like, oh my God, no. It really made me laugh. Okay. And then someone wrote, I have so many icks. I have no idea how I'm even married, which really made me laugh. And then.
Okay, are we reading the texts?
Yes, but I just want to read this one that's really made. Now it's anticlimactic. Now it's not going to be funny. But when I read it, I really laughed. Hold on.
The way you're reading, it's not really doing it for me. Simon, Thursday, 12:25. He sends us the video of the ick episode. He says, "I thought we discussed not using me for promo. Please."
And we were like, LOL.
I said, we're on different pages here because the other day Sarah suggested that you actually become a permanent host of the pod. Sarah. Yeah.
Yeah. By the way,
I thought you were reading yours.
No.
Sarah wrote back, we have barely any followers. Simon said, "What the fuck? We had a deal." And I said, "Babe, there is no deal." Simon goes, "There was a deal." I said, "We never made any deal." Sarah goes, "No contracts were signed." Simon goes, "No promo." And Sarah said, "Lo siento."
Sorry, I'm bilingual.
Oh my God. And then he kind of moved on. And I said, "What is this fake deal you speak of?" He said, "Anyways, take my promo down." I said, "You're gaslighting us." He said, "You said that you wouldn't use me for promo because it looks like I'm on every episode." And then Sarah, you said, "You're more difficult than unnamed celebrity." And I said, "Have your lawyer email us." And then Simon goes, "Just confirming before I call legal, you're not deleting it?" I said, "Correct. We're not deleting it." He said, "That's crazy. This will cost you both."
No, he was pissed.
Yeah.
He was pissed. Is he? He's ashamed of us, I think.
I think he's embarrassed to be associated with us.
I mean, I'm embarrassed to be associated with us too sometimes.
But like, we don't have a choice. None of us have a choice. We're all in this together.
I know. Sorry, we're not, Andrew Huberman. I mean, so sorry, Simon. We're just doing the best we can, I was reading, as I love to do so much. Oh, you have anything to add? Or should I keep the ball rolling?
I mean, I just read a bunch of texts. Does that not count as for anything?
That was good. Thousands of people would love to get on creatine, and they're all because of me.
Oh my God. Did I send you the thing?
Yeah,
this morning?
you did. You did send it to me. They're now doing creatine gummies. Erin, you don't understand. I am considering creating my own creatine because why not? I mean, it's like I'm the face of creatine at this point for Brentwood moms.
You're the face of. Is that what you want to be the face of? Is creatine?
I mean, I'd like to be the face of something.
Yeah.
What else could I be the face of? I mean, it's not like I'm getting offers to be the face of anything. So why not create my own lane of being the face of creatine?
No, you know what? Actually, that could work because people.
I mean, look at that definition.
Creatine is for
But look at that
men
definition.
only, and for like being buff, right? You're blurry for me, so I can't see that. But people think creatine is like not for women and is only for like bodybuilders.
We've said too much. We've said too much. Someone's going to steal my idea. We've said too much. We've said too much, Erin. Quickly, we're being asked if we're going to do Oscar stuff. Erin and I.
Who's asking that?
I'm just going through what unlike you, I'm trying to be a little more organized. So I made a list of it, like a little bit of an agenda because, we don't have a lot of time today.
I ain't going nowhere.
I know.
I don't have to go.
Contrary to what you guys might think about us, we are not thirsty bitches. I mean, we are sometimes, but we're not trying to be on every red carpet. So when the invites started rolling.
Speak for yourself.
Okay. When the invites started rolling around for Oscar stuff, Erin and I said, you know what? We're good. We're actually, we're going to sit this one out. We're going to sit this one out. And I feel good about it.
I feel great about it. I always feel good about saying no and staying home. Two other things. I am going to Austin for South by Southwest to speak at this Spotify panel. You guys were very helpful when it came to, I was like, where do I stay? Because I couldn't remember where we stayed when we went for. You're probably looking for a free hotel offer.
No, I have a budget. Spotify's paying. I was genuinely like, I want to stay somewhere nice. Like, I'm not trying to have 2 nights in.
Wait, they just give you a budget? They don't have a hotel recommendation?
They do, but they're just like, it's like a buyout. Like, they're just giving me, like whatever.
Great.
So wait, hold
on. Are you getting paid for the appearance, the speaking?
I'm getting, just a little bit.
So I was offered this too, but I turned it down. So,
you know what? I'll cut you in if you'd like to join me. Would you like to?
No.
Okay.
Love Spotify. Just like don't want to get on a plane when I don't need to in the middle of production right now.
Nor do I, but I was told that it's good for us. But you know what? It's fine. I get it. Conquer and divide, honey. Conquer and divide.
We haven't talked about
Leighton Meester.
Yes.
I knew that was second on my list.
Big announcement.
Oh my God.
Leighton fucking Meester. I mean, are we geniuses?
No, it's
truly.
Whose idea? Was it Jenny's? Was it your idea?
I know. I don't think it was my idea. Sadly.
You know whose idea was? It was probably fucking Ollie's idea because Ollie, for all of his bad ideas, he always has the one idea that is just like changes everything. That's why that's why he's rich.
Chat. I gotta find the casting
That's
chat.
why he's rich.
I need Leighton is what was said last. I need to find this.
It was Ollie or Jenny.
I think it was Jenny. I'm gonna find it.
No, but the internet is ablaze. You know why?
Jenny's not on this podcast, so we can take credit for it.
The internet is ablaze. And you know why? Because it's the narrator of Gossip Girl and Blair Waldorf are going to be nemesis.
I didn't even think about
No,
that.
me neither.
But it's just genius because it's just, I don't know.
Let me tell you, her moment is so right now. People love Leighton Meester. You know why? People want to root for her. A, because she's very talented. She can sing. She can act. She's beautiful. But you know what else? She's fucking nice.
Yeah.
She is so nice. When I met her at the Golden Globes, because she never came to set. We already talked about that. She was away shooting.
Yeah.
Erin and I just kept going, is this the nicest? And because of how nice she was, we were like, we want her to be the biggest star on the planet.
100%.
Mm-hmm. Guys, it's good to be nice. Guess what? It's bad to be brutal. It's always best to be nice.
100%.
All right, Erin. Well, look, this was a great catch up.
Great seeing you.
It was so gorgeous to see you. It was really gorgeous. Should we start getting our makeup done for now that we're on YouTube or no? Let's just be who we are.
I think so.
Just be who we are.
Okay, Goodles. I mean, I've got them in my pantry. They are a hot commodity when your kids come over. Let me tell you.
Did you try the cacio pepe?
Oh yeah, that's like my favorite one. And like the regular deluxe mac.
Yeah, I mean, look, mac and cheese it's just never going out of style. Everyone loves mac and cheese, but it's kind of that thing you're like, I don't know. And then here comes Goodles. Is it
healthy? Is it clean? The whole thing.
Yes, they created a good for you mac and cheese. So it's like another company. Why didn't we think of this? Why didn't we think of this? In this mac and cheese, okay, they have gluten-free ones, vegan ones. This stuff is good for you. It has 14 grams of protein.
Nutrient-packed pasta, okay?
Yeah.
It has a low glycemic index, so it gives you lots of energy, no carb crash. It's kosher. It's clean, label purity, award certified. There's a ton of protein in it. It's great. Prebiotics.
Yeah, it's a great thing to send the kids to school. So I have one of those thermoses, keeps it all warm. It takes 2 seconds. You do it in the morning, you put it in the thermos. They're stoked when they open it up and have it. Oh, you can also sometimes, if you want, I put green peas. I put frozen green peas in it.
Smart.
I mean, I boil
You
them.
say that like it's like you like invented that idea, but like a lot of people do that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like a pretty standard thing.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. So trust us, you are going to need some Goodles mac and cheese in your life, and do not forget their nutrient-packed pasta too, okay? So pick up Goodles at your next shopping trip. It's available nationwide at major grocery stores like Target and Walmart. We know you're going to love Goodles as much as we do.
I just think we're so repetitive, but you know what? It's just the facts are the facts. And
Red light is where it's at.
Red light is where it's at for just so many reasons, starting with number 1. It helps wrinkles and fine lines. It helps your sore jaw. It helps eczema, migraines, acne, scar tissue, relaxation.
Well, that's your number 1. My number 1 is like inflammation.
Oh yeah, that's low on the list for me. That's low on the list for me. But
It's
become my meditation. You guys, if you're listening, I'm telling you right now, buy on up this red light mask. Buy it on up, and it's going to be
literally anytime you go to Sarah's house, she's laying in her bed, listening to a podcast under her red light mask.
It's a great way to force you into meditating. It's a great way to force you into putting your phone
and this
down.
is an amazing gift. Do you know how
Amazing
luxe
gift.
it seems to
Yeah.
get someone a Bond Charge red light mask? It
It's
is
an amazing gift.
the most luxurious thing you could possibly get. By the way, this one is 0 EMF radiation. You know, that's a passion of mine. And it's 0 flicker, because that flicker can really make you feel like you're losing your mind.
Yep.
It's also just very sleek and lightweight, and it's a really good one. You do 10, 20 minutes a day. It's so easy to use. You can do it while you're watching TV, while you're cooking. I've definitely done it while I'm cooking. Putting the kids to bed seems a little scary.
Yeah, it's a little scary. Guess what else they have? They have an
What?
infrared sauna blanket. Okay.
Oh yeah, those are amazing.
Amazing. So it's just, we love this company. It's all backed by science. It all works. We love it. There's a lot of them on the market. This one is the most comfortable. So
It really is.
give the code.
So go to bondcharge.com and use the coupon code FOSTER to save 15%. That is BONCHARGE.com and use the coupon code FOSTER to save 15%. Okay, I am very excited to share with you guys the C15 from Fatty 15. Okay, it's the first essential fatty acid to be discovered in more than 90 years. It's an incredible scientific breakthrough. It supports our long-term health and our wellness. And, you know, aging and longevity. Aging, Sarah, is a passion for you?
I have a question for you. How important is staying young to you? How important is it?
I mean, it's important. Not as important as it is to you, but it's important.
Here's what I'll say. We now know that supplements, that things can really help with this, can really slow down the aging process. Okay. So the Fatty 15 co-founder, she is obviously a doctor. She discovered that the benefits of C15, while working, with the US Navy? My goodness. Okay. It is based on over 100 studies. She found out that C15 strengthens our cells and is a key longevity enhancing nutrient. Okay. It's slowing down your biological aging on a cellular level. So this is the kind of thing, this isn't something you can just walk into Air One and get. This is a very special proprietary.
No, it literally
formula.
repairs age-related damage
Yes.
to your cells.
Yes.
Okay, so guys, you got to get this stuff. Fatty 15 is on a mission to optimize your C15 levels to help you live healthier, longer. You can get an additional 15% off their 90-day subscription starter kit by going to fatty15.com/Foster and use the code Foster at checkout.
You guys have, because of our schedules, you guys all have these, questions about updates of our life and whatever. So we're trying out giving you 15 minutes of that and then rolling into our guests. So it's like 2 for the price of 1, honey. You love our guests and you love us. So,
And you love our solos.
and you
Give
love
you a little solo and a little guest.
and you guys get mad. Exactly. So,
you never want too much of anything.
no, so here's the thing. We have Todd Rose. He is, I wouldn't say he is our most, now this is his 3rd time on the show. I don't want to give away too much, but he was one of our most shared episodes the first time that he came on. So we're excited to have him on now.
He does good insights into human behavior, human nature, and enjoy it.
And he went to Harvard. So, you gotta, counts for something.
He's a co-founder and the president of Populace. They are a think tank that it's dedicated to building a world where all people have the opportunity to live fulfilling lives in a thriving society. And, we spent a lot about this episode talking about societal pressures and the differences between what we believe in private versus what we say in public. Like when people, say that they're having more sex than they actually are, etc. And it's just an interesting conversation. So enjoy it, and you're welcome.
Before you go on, so Savannah, who got us to be friends, this is what she gave me.
Oh my God.
I almost wore it on here, but then I thought that would be maybe a bit much.
No?
Too much. Yeah, it's too much. It's too much.
We say real men
but-
wear favorite daughter.
But listen though, I'm at the grocery store, and this old woman comes up to me, and I'm wearing the hoodie, and she goes, "I hope you only have one daughter." And I was like, "What?" And she goes, "Because if you have more than one daughter, it would be really, really wrong for you to have a favorite." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And she's like, "Your shirt." And I was like, "Oh, fuck. Right. Okay." And so
Really
it requires a lot of explaining, but I still will wear it.
We say
I
to
love when
people,
people take it too seriously.
we say like, if you're lonely, wear a favorite daughter sweatshirt because you're going to go out in the world and people are going to talk to you.
People are, listen, I can vouch for that.
Well, we're excited to have you back on, Todd. We always have really interesting conversations with you. We always don't really know where it's going to take us. That's the best part of it, is that we can kind of head in any direction, and you're always going to, have interesting information for us there.
Well, listen, when your background is when you're talking to someone who is just trying to help people pursue fulfilling lives, that's like endless
Right.
conversation.
True.
So true.
Your episode, the first episode we did with you, became this sort of underground go-to for people that got canceled. So many people, not so many people. I you know me, I love to exaggerate. A handful
I'm
of
glad
people.
you're admitting it on tape.
A handful of people who experienced the mob, who experienced, and to be clear, Erin and I feel that certain people do deserve to be canceled. If you are a really horrible person that has done like abusive thing, you deserve to be canceled. But there were a lot of people that did not deserve to be canceled. Yes, they deserve to maybe be unfollowed, or okay, we're not aligned.
All right, let's get to the point.
Okay, Erin, Jesus. But I think most people in that time didn't deserve the vicious sort of attack that they got. And so I would say a handful of people messaged me being like, that episode really became this guiding light for the journey, because unless you're in that situation, I mean, Erin got mildly canceled. I still haven't been canceled, but you feel alone and you feel like the shame runs so deep, and the tides have turned. And I think, that's not going to happen today, what was happening for a long time, but you should just know that it was a real guiding light for people.
Thank you. Well, first of all, let's see how far we can get to you getting canceled on this episode. That'll be first one.
I would love that. You'd make a great co-host for me, Todd.
That's really what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to wedge in. And second, it'd be fun to talk about. I mean, part of what we're seeing is that the fever's breaking a bit. And I think that doesn't mean, yay, we're done. It means that a lot of us, we got to think about what comes next and how we get to something more constructive. So,
well, one of the things that you really tend to focus on is independent thinking. And the topic that came up for us to talk about and discuss today is about some research that you've conducted about how much people aren't telling the truth about how they really feel about different topics. So talk us through some of this.
It was wild. So it's called the Social Pressure Index. People can download it from our website. And what we did was, we knew from all the conversations we'd have over the last few years, we knew that people felt like they couldn't tell the truth, but we wondered, like we saw 61% of Americans admitted to self-silencing. And we thought, okay, well, how far?
Oh, sorry. You mean
self-silencing is just like either withholding a view, like just not, you disagree, but you're just not going to say anything because you don't want to get canceled, you don't want to offend, or going as far as lying about your views so people will like you or approve of you. And that's where it gets really ugly, when you start lying. And so we have these methodologies that allow us to get like a truth serum that will, what do you say publicly? What do you really think privately? And it's the biggest study of its kind ever. We went after 60 of the most sensitive issues in the country last year. and it was wild. It was literally everybody. Like every single demographic is outright lying about their views on multiple issues. And obviously there are different issues for different people, but it was just wild. And we can talk some of them.
Was there one that stood out for
you?
you? Like, was there one specific one that was surprising to you or no?
Yeah. Well, one of them you all nailed in our last conversation, which was around abortion, right? Like privately, it is just one of those things where people are really, really in agreement. Even a super majority of Catholics privately support a woman's right to choose.
Jesus.
So it's like who the fuck are we actually, like, what's going on, right? Because the loudest people are dictating what everyone thinks. And the other one that we should talk about, which was really, really interesting, is we looked at like the issue of meritocracy versus like equal outcomes, the sort of equity arguments, everything from college admissions to how people get hired, how you promote people at work, how you treat marginalized communities. What was really wild is every single demographic is privately on the side of meritocracy.
Yep. That doesn't surprise me.
But then you look at all the public policies that have been done in the name of fairness, and they're all about like, how do we change the outcomes to make groups a little more equal and stuff like that. And it's not surprising that the other one that was really mind-blowing and a little frightening is the issue of resentment. Like how many people right now think American society is just unfair. And it's one of those like things that signals all kinds of problems. When a majority of people think society is unfair, it tends to be so unstable that it can be the stuff of revolution, really. And even during the Great Depression, that number of who thought it was unfair didn't get above like 40%, right?
Whoa.
We have private opinion data that says 93% of Americans think society is unfair right now.
Whoa.
Like so it kind of explains a lot, right? If we're all resentful, then it's like, fuck it, just burn it down. I don't care, right? And we start looking for scapegoats. But anyway, it was pretty wild. I want to say something about like why this matters and sort of where we go from here, because this issue of self-silencing, you kind of think, well, big deal. So you didn't say what you thought. You're not expressing yourself. But here's the thing. From a personal standpoint, there's really good research showing it's actually genuinely toxic to your health. So for example, for women, we now know that self-silencing is one of the best predictors of cardiovascular disease. Wow. It's also in a longitudinal study of women that self-silenced in their relationships were 4 times more likely to die. Jesus. It's like, it's not good, right? It's not good that we can't feel like we can express ourselves.
I think we Erin, we talk about that, about, you know, we're not woo-woo necessarily, but we believe that. We believe that when you're holding in resentment, it can create disease. I mean, no, but a lot of people don't. They think that's,
guys, this is why I overshare. It's for my health.
That's right. It's for your own health. And, you know, we all get punished, but it's fine. It's fine. But it's actually, we pay the price, but it actually, we know why though. It increases cortisol levels in your blood, which causes all kinds of problems. I always
say, if I have to live with this, you have to live with it too. If I have to live with the knowledge of what I just said, in a speech that was awkward, I have to share it with everybody else. If I have to live with the mistake I made, you have to live with it too.
I have to go through natural childbirth. You all have to see the video of it. You all, I mean, Erin, that's a whole.
I've been pushing that video on anyone I can get to watch it, and people really don't want to watch it. It's really interesting.
Turns out it's pretty graphic. Turns out it's pretty up close and graphic.
Very graphic. It is very graphic.
But it affects, our own well-being. It's affecting us as a country, and it's really affecting our personal relationships in ways that are just not good.
Yeah, like going backwards, like on a large scale, yes, but then on a smaller, more intimate scale, I mean, listen. I can just speak from my personal experience. Erin and I have been outspoken in support of Israel. We have, and I'm not ashamed of it for 1 second. That doesn't mean we're not also supportive. We're supportive of all people. Do you know what I'm saying? We are supportive of all people. We want everyone to thrive. We want all children to thrive. We don't want any children killed. But for Erin and I, we made a choice. We have businesses. We have things. we knew it would affect those, because that's just the fucking world we live in, right? Like that is,
Right.
you know, when I see something that I don't agree with on Instagram, my gut reaction is not like unfollow, fuck you. I just sort of go like,
Mine is sometimes.
oh, not me.
Yeah.
I'm not like that. I sort of just go like, okay, I don't agree with that, but I actually don't really unfollow people. I don't see people out in the world that I hate. Like really, people that I don't agree with, I don't hate. But we're so
Right.
angry. Like our society is so angry that if you are not completely aligned with, you know, someone you've never even freaking met, you the outrage is so real, and the gut reaction is to people that don't even fucking know who they are, because so many people are you know, putting a mask on, trying to emulate this person that they think is successful, or this person that they look up to, or this you know, it's all
outside of political stuff, like what would you say are the different things that we are collectively not being honest about that we need to be changing?
We're still just all looking around saying, what do people mean by success? What do they mean by a good job? What do they mean? I mean, we are so used to just going along to get along that we've lost ourselves. It's wild. When we do research on the extent to which people feel like they know themselves, they don't. And so you asked earlier, and I think this is important, like there's a vibe shift that's happening right now. And part of that is, you know, we see this, we talked about this under collective illusions, they're lies. And so once they start to crack, they go really quickly.
This podcast is brought to you by Betterhelp.
I'm so happy that we're talking to you guys about BetterHelp today, because it's been a second. Erin and I we've always been very honest and transparent with you guys about how therapy has changed our lives. Without therapy, I don't know that we'd be doing this podcast. I mean, therapy has made me a better person.
True.
It's made Erin a better person.
By the way, knowing someone's in therapy, that's a green flag. That is a green ass flag.
You know what? Knowing that someone isn't in therapy, I shouldn't be judgmental, but that's kind of a red flag. We all need to be bettering ourselves, and you have no excuse anymore not to be, because of companies like BetterHelp. It has completely democratized the entire therapy landscape, because
BetterHelp, it's fully online. It's making therapy affordable, convenient. They serve over 5 million people worldwide. You can easily switch therapists anytime at no extra cost. It's always, you know, you can take it on your phone, on your computer. There's no extra fees that they bake in for, you know, wanting to switch and try different therapists. They really make it as convenient for you as possible.
This is why I love it, by the way. Laura does it. And Laura, it took her a couple times to find the person she clicked with, which I love, because when you're online, it makes that much easier. When you're in person, it makes it harder. So I love that you can kind of try new people until you find the person you fit with the most.
Exactly. So discover your relationship green flags with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/foster today to get 10% off your first month. That is BetterHelp, HELP.com/foster.
All right. So when Goodwipes arrives at my house,
I get so excited.
I get so excited because it's just, you got to have wipes.
Let's be clear, people. These are not baby wipes.
These are not
adult
baby wipes.
These are adult wipes. Guess what? Babies need wipes. Adult needs wipes.
Yes.
Adults need wipes. Everyone's going to the bathroom.
Well, no. But Erin, it's not only just for that. Adults need wipes, but adults need wipes that are clean from harsh chemicals, parabens, dyes, that are super soft. They're actually flushable. You know where these are great for me? I keep them in my car. They're in my car at all times, because you never know.
You go to the bathroom in the car?
No. People are spilling things. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I didn't, you know, I want to freshen up a little bit under the arms, whatever it is. It's always great to keep these in your car.
And they have very gentle, natural scents to them. They're hypoallergenic. They use amazing botanicals like aloe and vitamin E and chamomile. They're just, I don't know, there's something about them that I just love. I love the way that they feel, the texture and the scents, and I just love them.
It feels like an innovative wipe. Here's the thing. I don't want baby wipes around. Baby wipes I want long gone. Those need to be far away from me. That is why I love Goodwipes. They're in every bathroom in my house.
Same. So if you want to upgrade your restroom ritual, you can grab Goodwipes at Target, Walmart, Kroger, and most local grocery stores. As a special offer for World's First Podcast listeners, Goodwipes is giving you your first pack for free. Buy any package, text them your receipt, you get reimbursed almost immediately. For more details, head to www.goodwipes.com/first. Again, that's www.goodwipes.com/first to snag a free pack of Goodwipes.
Okay, Nuuly is a subscription clothing rental service. I love Nuuly because favorite daughter happens to be on Nuuly. Not
Yes,
only
they
is
do.
favorite daughter on Nuuly, we do what's the word? Just for them. What's the word? What's
Exclusives.
that word? Exclusives. We do exclusive Nuuly
By the way,
collections.
the other day, Montana came into the writer's room. I said, "What's that blazer?" She said,
Mhm.
"Oh, it's Nuuly."
Yeah, no, it's
She's wearing
genius.
Nuuly.
It's genius. So for $98 a month, you're going to have your own stylist. Okay, you are going to feel like, you know, a fashion influencer.
Yeah, you
Basically,
yeah. For $98 a month, you get your choice of any 6 styles each month. Okay, you choose whatever you want to rent for whatever you have going on. It's totally up to you. Dresses, fancy stuff, or just like a blazer to wear to work. Okay, you can access thousands of styles from more than 400 brands. Everything from party dresses, premium denim, one of a kind vintage pieces. They carry tons of brands that you know and love. They have inclusive sizing up to 5X as well as petite, and they also have maternity. Fast free shipping, returns, and professional cleaning in Nuuly's state-of-the-art laundering facility. Okay, so you don't even have to worry about the laundry.
Erin, you're excited. I get it. But here's what's really amazing is you can buy any of the items that you've borrowed and that you love at a really great discount. I mean, it's kind of like a real hack here.
It really is. Also, there's no fees. There's no late fees. There's no damage fees. There's no fees to pause. There's no fees to cancel. So whatever you want to do, you just do your thing, girl. They are not going to charge you for it.
And they're going to put the outfits together for you. You're going to tell them what you're into. It is truly like having your own stylist for $98 a month.
Nuuly is really great. They've got really great stuff. I'm so happy that Favorite Daughter is partnered with them.
Yeah, for a long time.
Nuuly is a great value at $98 a month for any 6 styles. But right now you can get $28 off your first month of Nuuly when you sign up with the code FOSTER. Just go to NUULY.com. That is Nuuly with 2 U's, and enter the code FOSTER and sign up to get $28 off your first month. Okay, that's NUULY.com. Nuuly with 2 U's with the code FOSTER. Nuuly subscription, clothing rental, change your clothes.
It's not enough just to be against something. What are you for? Like, what do we aspire to? And so I think we're now in a moment, and I think it's super important for your audience to realize, like, this is the time now to start rebuilding ourselves as independent thinkers, like creating environments with our friends. Because it's not just that we're lying to pollsters. We don't even feel comfortable being honest with our friends and even our spouses sometimes. It's gotten that bad. And so we've got to start doing this. You know, it's funny, when I think about, you know, not just these macro collective illusions, but I was thinking about how easy it is for it to happen with like the people we care the most about. And if you don't mind, I've just been reflecting my grandma. Back in 2015, I found out she was dying. And so I went back to Utah to see her. One of my absolute fondest memories of childhood was I used to sleep over at her house. She'd make me a bologna sandwich, would play Yahtzee, and we'd just talk. It was like amazing. And one time that I slept over, it was like, hey, guess what? We're going to take you out to Sizzler, this kind of cheap steakhouse.
Oh yeah, we used to go to Sizzler. Sizzler was our jam. We would go to Kings games,
right?
And then we'd go to Sizzler. That was like,
that's right.
That's what we did.
That's right. And so I was like, oh, I don't want to give up the time at their house where I got just one time. Sizzler was like noisy. We couldn't really talk. But I was like, it obviously means a lot to my grandma. So I'm going to go and I'm going to say how much I loved it. Well, that turned into it just became like what we did. We went to Sizzler every month. So look, I thought, you know what? I want to make sure she knows before she dies how meaningful those sleepovers were. So I get there. I know it's the last conversation we're ever going to have. And I told her, I said, listen, I need you to know like how much these sleepovers meant to me. And no kidding, she interrupts me, this kind of weak voice and a gentle smile. And she said, oh, I know what you love most about those visits is going to Sizzler. And I was like, she went on and said, literally told me, she's like, you know, Grandpa and I, we didn't really care. We didn't really want to go.
Like, well, I wish I had told you a long time ago. I fucking hate Sizzler.
Yeah, but it gets worse because it turns out, you know, they didn't have very much money at all.
Oh my God.
And they were giving up their monthly date night to have the money to take me to Sizzler. So
and you just wanted to stay in and play Yahtzee.
I wanted to stay in, and they just wanted to stay in. And it turns out I was basically crashing their date night every month just because we all thought
The other one wanted to be there.
we all
But
wanted to go to
this is
Sizzler,
such a
and no one really
great-
did.
This is such a great, not segue, but like lateral step into how much more civilized and better functioning of a society would we have, given that your data shows that people are so much more aligned than they're actually saying they are. I mean,
It's you're exactly right. So this is what I would tell your viewers here. Look, when we look at this massive private opinion stuff that you can't fake, we know what you really believe. It is shocking. Like, quite literally, like 90% of all demographics are on the same side of almost all issues. I mean, we have some things we disagree on, but it's like,
No, it says here that men
look
and women are mostly like, they mostly agree on everything.
see,
it's crazy. It's like, it's crazy in private, right? And even like, for example, one thing that was surprising to me, Gen Z is shockingly normal. Like, the
wait,
public
are you
narrative
sure about
on
that
them.
research?
I've met some of them.
It's yes, we've all met some of them, right? They're a little like, but it's like in private, what they care about is very similar to everybody else, right? They're not some. It's just they're living through a really tough time right now.
One of the things that people asked about is people usually lie about how frequently they're having sex when they're married.
I think
Is that right?
All these things go back to shame, right? It's all
Yes.
directly connected to shame, which is a hot topic with me and my therapist.
Yeah. And by the way,
Not
people are
lying
having
about
way less sex.
not lying about the amount of sex I'm having, just about shame. Just to be clear.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it is right. I mean, shame drives so much of this, especially and it's like shame ends up being, I think, one of the biggest destroyers of human potential that there is, right? Because it puts you in a box, and you end up not really leaning into who you really are, not making choices that you think would be good for you. And so it's just so toxic.
Very. And it's like kind of the thing that we're saying here is if you were honest about it and other people were honest about it, your answers would probably be pretty similar.
Yes. And the good news is
You think everyone's having sex more than you are.
right. And they're not, right? They're just not. And so I think that there's a really great opportunity right here. We just have lost the muscle of independent thinking and that authenticity that we're craving. And we can talk about a little bit about what we do to get that back, but we have to, for our own sake and for each other's
Is the
sake.
fear for most people, because you're saying the majority of people are not actually saying what they really think? Like, let's strip it, let's peel the layers on the onion. Is it just at the end of the day, people just want to be liked and people want to be loved, and they're afraid if they give their opinion, they won't be liked or loved?
That's right. So there's three things going on that we've seen in our research. A little bit of people are worried about cancel culture, right? People that have real economic reasons, like you all, right? You could say, look, this is how I make my living, and so I have to really be worried about that. But it's actually a small percentage. So the two biggest drivers of us self-silencing, one is we think everyone's super sensitive, and we're like, we don't want to offend people. I don't want to be rude. But so it's just not true, but that's what we think. And then this other piece you just brought up, which is really important. Of course we want to be liked. Of course we want to belong. Of course we want to feel loved. Like that's a really important set of things for us to want as human beings. Yeah. And we've convinced ourselves that the only way we're going to get that sense of belonging is to fit in. And what's so interesting about that is not only is it not true, but the research is crystal clear. Fitting in is not belonging. Fitting in does not give you that same sense of like really belonging to something, feeling loved and valued. You only get that when you're in authentic relationships and authentically part of a group.
Yeah. And you know what? For me, it's really hard for me. I don't necessarily only connect with people that just agree with me. Some of my most meaningful relationships have stemmed from the beginning point being at opposition, not agreeing. I've met people at a dinner or this where I'm like, I walk away going, I really freaking like that person because we got into it. Not in an aggressive, angry way, but it's like, that's real. Like, I only want to have real conversations with people. I'm not interested in having like, oh, yeah, right. Totally. Yeah. That is so not interesting to me.
Well, and you're speaking to something. So if I were giving advice about, so what do we start doing here? How do we start repairing this? In those kind of interactions, what people don't understand is they think everybody just wants everybody to agree with them. I mean, sure, it's cool if people agree with you. That's not a problem.
Yeah.
But what humans really want is to be understood. So in those interactions you just talked about, I guarantee you walked away saying, I don't necessarily agree with them, but you did feel like you were heard, right? You felt like they listened to you, they understood where you were coming from, even if they didn't agree, right?
Totally.
And so it's like, we can do that. Like we can actually, like when someone's sharing an idea, rather than just immediately argue with them, like we talked about this a little bit before, but I want to double down on this. The power of why is remarkable. So if someone says something and you're like, wow, I'm sure I don't agree with that, ask them why they believe it. People love sharing it.
I don't want to just move past that because I think that's really important because people write me all the time and they're like, how do you feel brave enough to say this? Or how are you not afraid to say? I think this is really important because this goes to people that don't even have to have a big platform or any platform at all, just in the way that you operate in your friend groups or out in the world. It's really a great tool to ask questions. If you find yourself,
it's so good.
It's so good.
And people love it.
Yeah.
I mean, they really do. If I were writing a book on how to win friends and influence people again, I'd say, listen, people love it when you ask them about their lives and truly care.
What's the goal, guys? I think the goal should be, I mean, not to sound like a corny, idiot, but I don't know, like how great if we all could just get along. Like we all could just.
You sound like a corny idiot.
I know.
Yeah, but agree to disagree. And the thing is, but your point is, what's the goal? We've lost sight of the goal.
Yes.
Right? Like most of us aren't really that political. We really aren't. Everything has become politics.
Just to lean a little bit away from politics and to some of the like other things that people had written in about, like, when it comes to dating and relationships, I think that that's an area where, we talk a lot about how you can meet someone that's like-minded but we're not being honest on dates with people.
Yeah. Nope. And think about how crazy this is. And actually, when we look at where people lie the most, and will admit it, like when asked, it's when they're dating early on, and it's like, wait, so when you're trying to get to know whether this is someone you might want to spend the rest of your life with, you're literally hiding the most important things about what you believe, and a lot of them. I mean, and you can have some empathy for this. It's like, but what if I don't find anybody else? Like, what if they don't want to be alone. And so it's
you're
sort
willing
of like,
to compromise your perceived beliefs in order to meet someone.
You think you will, but you won't. You will not be happy, and it blows up.
One thing that someone brought up that I hadn't thought of that was interesting was in our questions is people lying about how much help they're getting from their parents, which then in turn makes everybody else feel like they're behind. Everybody else, like, all my friends own a house, or all these people are, this far along in their career, and people aren't admitting the help that they've gotten from their parents, which then, makes other people feel bad about where they're at.
Shame. I mean, that's an easy one. I mean,
Right.
we know why people do that. What do you mean? It's the same thing. No one's admitting their plastic surgery. It's like, oh, come on, give me a break. Like, just admit the plastic surgery.
That's right. That's all part of the same bundle, right? It's at its worst, the sort of Instagram life where it's like, that's not really your life. And so the same thing, it's like, it's weird that we can't just be on, like, I'll tell you something. I'm going to admit something right here to you, because I'm like, why wouldn't I say? So I was like, you know what? In my version of a midlife crisis, I'm like, wait, I'm losing a little bit of hair, and they've done unbelievable stuff with hair transplants of your own hair in the back. And I was like, I went to Sweden. I was like, I'm going to the best person, because why wouldn't I get my hairline back? And it's like, but if people ask, I'm like, yeah, it's amazing. Here's who I went to.
Love that.
And
like,
you know what's so funny about that is that if a woman was dating a guy and was like, oh, is that like your real hair? If the guy said, oh yeah, there's this amazing place in Sweden, like I went and got my hair, it would be like, oh well, he's cool with it. He's that's attractive. But if the guy was like, no, this is my hair, and you're like, there's clearly a scar on the back of his head, like he's obviously not telling the truth about it. That is more unattractive. It's the embarrassment about it. If somebody just owns their shit, it's like, well, there's not anything really to be embarrassed about.
No, and the number of people that have I was really trying to lean into this, and it's just like, why would I be embarrassed? It's my hair, right? And it's like, or people go, oh wow, your skin's you're looking younger. I'm like, yeah, I went to Shaw, this medical clinic, and they do amazing things. Like what? Like it doesn't change whether my skin looks decent or not.
No, it doesn't at
You're
all.
just being honest with people because think about how shitty it is for other people, right? So like if you knew that like say I got help from my parents. So let's say you're looking like, wow, you got a house at your age, and I'm like my parents helped. They didn't, but let's just pretend that's true. And you're all going, well, what's going on in my life? What have I done wrong? You start to feel shamed. You start to be worried. You even start to maybe even be a little envious, a little resentful. It's so toxic when in reality, you're not being honest. Like by saying this, it's fine. You still have a house. Isn't it cool your parents helped? But at least the other people don't get the wrong impression about what it means to be successful, what it means to make progress in their lives.
It's true.
Yeah, it is true. And it all that
Well,
stuff
guys, we
like-
need to start being more honest.
Stuff like that's all connected to self-esteem. You know, it's like my dad, when he helped me when I was younger, I would always be like, "What? Excuse me, I make my own money. Okay, I do this, I do that. I don't need my dad." But now at this point in life, because I am secure with myself, I have done a lot of work on myself. My self-esteem is in a better place. It's not totally great, but it's in a better place. At this point now, I'd be like, oh my God, my dad helped me get a house. Like I'm so grateful for it because I'm not ashamed of how I'm living my life. I'm proud of how I'm living my life today. You know, it wouldn't be something that I would try to hide.
Yeah. Well, this is a really good point, right? Which is we do want to hide it when we feel like our self-esteem is so fragile that any little chip away it'll crumble.
Mm-hmm.
And I think
it's just
that,
the irony is that being honest about it is the thing that makes you more likable to people.
Totally.
That's exactly right. It not only does it make it more likable, people are like wildly attracted to people with integrity, right? Which is just your inner you and your outer you are the same, right? And wildly attractive. But that is also how you build self-esteem. Those things are directly related. So every time you think you need to hide your view or lie a little to fit in, just understand you erode your self-esteem and you are wildly less attractive to the people you're actually trying to attract.
I think that you're our most, you've made the most appearances on this pod. We've never had anybody three times.
It's true.
That means
that
means our audience loves you and we love you. And this is so helpful to, look, these are the conversations that we're always having. You just put it a little more eloquently.
Yeah.
Well, thank
you so much, Todd. It was so nice to see you.